Oh, all right. It's been so long. Ready for the darkness. That's not that bad. Becoming a CEO. I don't know what episode I'm on, but we took almost a 3-year hiatus. Still been doing, as they say, D-Hill shit. So I was watching, I'm currently in Woodbridge, Virginia, right? This is my childhood basement. We're regrouping. Don't judge me. I don't really want to do a recap like crazy. But I'll give you a small recap. Let's do Vicky Bobby. Let's do this. Instead of a recap, I'm just gonna say this. I'm in a spot where I'm building my own singular thing again. About a year ago, I started an LLC, a consulting one. It's been rough. We've gone in, gone out, but I want to address this. Sometimes I look for inspiration. Sometimes I think we all do. Sometimes when I look for inspiration, I look to my past to see cycles repeated and extract lessons from my history. And so I watched Becoming a CEO back in 2023. This foolish little series. And I'm rewatching, I'm like, wow, buddy. That was an emotional time. I can't believe you posted this shit. But I'm going to leave it up. Specifically episode 5 and 6. I'm kind of talking about my circle and how tough it was. Because they just didn't see life for me as I saw life for me. And it was so foreign to me that those would not align. There's a lot of human nature mechanisms at play. That's not what this is about. And that was just very emotional. But I noticed I've jumped at many opportunities. And even in those videos, I watched myself and I'm like, I was so optimistic about this. And it was just an inkling of an idea. Like I said, I was going to sell someone that night. And I ended up getting someone for $400. I didn't even have an appointment. I had sent out 25 DMs. And after that video, someone replied. The sales job. I had talked to like 3 homies that I knew owned sales organizations. I didn't even have one. And then I got one. And we had talked that there's an availability to travel. And I had just taken that and ran with it. And I'm just watching this video and I'm like, dude, slow down, man. But we'll make it quick. We try to keep each segment to less than like 90 seconds, 2 minutes. I just watched that and I'm like, bro, I was really scared. Now I've boiled it down. I believe most decisions we make are kind of based in faith or fear. And I think an overwhelming amount of those decisions are typically concreted. They're taken on the foundation of fear, but then they're built and foundationalized in even more fear. I think Jim Carrey once said this, so fire. Most of us live our lives driven by fear disguised as practicality, right? And it's just like, whoo! You even hear someone in the background, woo! It's just spot on. And I've noticed when I'm at my deficit, when I'm in those times of struggle, I'm on a road and on a path that most people aren't walking down. It's like, it's just an alternate route. I've said this so many, it's not posturing, it's not above, it's not below. It's just this route and this route. It's a different route that I've chosen. And you want to leave, I'm special alone. You don't want to mess with that. But you do want to realize, like, I'm one of one. So anyone's depiction of the situation, we're creeping up on 2 minutes, it's not going to align with what I want to hear, right? Many, many lessons over the last few years, but we're still we're still gonna make this work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work out, and we're back. So I worked out, showered. Basically, this is the breakdown of my life right now. I am aiming to build this coaching impact business. April, May, June, I'm going to be rolling out and going west. Now, whether it's an impact business to be a business or an impact business just to impact remains to be seen, because I can very easily go into a business and say, hey, I'm just looking to serve. Can I mop the floors for free? I'll probably be able to get, if I ask enough people, I'll be able to get a yes. But what I've been doing is I'm back in Virginia right now. It's been a wild year. It always is. Basically, I am, so I'm only eating meat and eggs, messing with my insulin resistance. I am plummeting my insulin distribution in the body by doing this to cure any metabolic issues. I had some autoimmune problems with skin. So I'm getting rid of that and just a hard reset, because I was having a problem with insulin resistance with higher carb diet. But what a privilege, I know this. Hey, it's Van Gogh! I don't know who made that. But I am doing that. Today is actually day 21 of that. So I've only eaten meat, eggs, beef tallow, and grass-fed butter. Red meat, specifically, beef, lamb, or goat, or bison. Today is day 21. I'm eating Monday through Friday, one single meal a day. And honestly, I'm eating it at I already ate. So my routine every day is I'm eating it around 10, 11 a.m. My energy is great throughout the day. But I basically eat my meal. I hit a light 15-minute break of sweat, digest, workout / walk / bike / hit the bag type of thing. Then I shower, get ready to take on the world. And then I go, I come down here again, and I'll break a legit sweat, get my heart rate up for a little bit more spikes, higher elevation, much more than the digestion workout, and a little bit longer duration. And then I will set out. I go get my coffee. This is black coffee. No games. No cream, woman. And then what I've been doing the last week. Hello. So what I've been doing the last week is going to CrossFit gyms specifically, and basically going in there like a shit show, because I don't really know what I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to work with the owners, the owners, managers, or head coaches one-on-one, and do leadership development, because I know it comes from that as far as the business. But then I'm also trying to embed myself in the business, do culture, leadership cultivation, communication trainings with the staff. And then potentially I'm really aiming to build kind of an education program where, more so than educating on topics, more about kind of educating ourselves on how to think, how to use our consciousness. So I've been pushing for that. No doors have opened yet. That's pretty tough. You go into a gym where someone owns a business and say, hey, you have any friction here? I can fix it. Pretty much every gym owner's vents to you, says, yeah, what do you know? I've been doing this for 10 years. We're doing pretty good. Fuck off, in better language. Or they're burnt out and they just don't even want to fucking give it a go, and they're complacent and just kind of going with the breeze. So it's been tough, but I got 2 more gyms in the area that I'm going to hit today. Hopefully they're open. It's MLK Day. So there's a good chance that they just ran holiday hours this morning and they're closed. But if that's the case, I'm going to design something a little better than what I have, because it's not working yet. But all that to say, episode something, becoming a CEO. I know I changed it to becoming around episode 16 or so. I'm just picking that back up. I am a much more developed individual. I mean, I better be. I have a much better grasp on interactions and human tendencies. A lot more grace, less more emotion. Although this is an emotional type of a talk. I'm not going to sit here and be like philosophical. So this version of me is going to seem way different than me sitting in a chair and just thinking aloud for 5 to 6 minutes. So no, I'm not being real in either one. It's a different path and a different instrument for my brain to show you who I am. But proxy, I'll say, a different proxy. I do want to say, what a beautiful, beautiful treat these videos are. Because I can look at myself and I see that cycle, and it's actually something I just tweaked. So back then, if you watch, like, I think it was episode 9, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to eat chicken and rice tonight. I'm going to lock in. Yeah, I had 5 Guys in Froyo, but I'm going to lock in next day. So I ate pizza last night. Things are getting really rough over here. If you watch, Dylan, why are you eating meat and eggs for 21 days? I'm going to do it for 90. But the main reason, bead of sweat. This can be 90 seconds. If it cuts me off, it cuts me off. The next video won't be for a little bit longer. But I'm going to finish my workout after this one cuts me. The cycle. What I would do in the past, I live a life on the edge. So the context and the version and the eyes that will see my life are going to be like, Dylan's struggling. I'm struggling to find my way on a path that hasn't really been defined for me. I haven't had a mentor. And I'm giving myself grace, yet I'm very critical of myself in the darkness. Not too self-critical. It's a fine line. Conviction, humility. Anyways, there's a mirror here, so this is very weird. I actually like this setup better than over there. But halfway through the time, my cycle had been, I'd basically put myself in a corner, burn the boats, have to take the island. And then in a plea to find some type of comfort, serotonergic complacency, I would eat food that comforts me. I would go to the thing that's always been there. And you call it eating disorder, this and that, yeah, all my life. But I it under control and I look good. So people would be like, oh, he's got it under control. It was still it was still very much a vice. I needed serotonin. I needed comfort. Nothing in my life. Everything was chaos, uncertainty. So my only order was, I'll take a number 5. So I realized that once you dial in your nutrition, I'm a little get over it. Once you dial in the nutrition, then your thoughts are more correlatory to the direction and the aim of the individual, I would say. There's not as much interference and inclination and negative emotion if you're neurotic in any sense. And I tend to be, So, different person, different time. A lot of lessons learned here.